What's up, everyone? This is Paul with New Jersey Business Reports, brought to you by New Jersey Business Media. Every week, we break down the biggest business headlines impacting New Jersey entrepreneurs, business owners, and leaders in a way that's fast, clear, and practical. All right, let's get right into it. According to NJB, Anheuser Busch is closing its longtime brewery in Newark in 2026 after selling the property to the Goodman Group. The company said production from Newark will shift to other U.S. facilities, and the site is expected to be repurposed for industrial manufacturing and logistic uses. For New Jersey business owners, there are two big takeaways here. First, when a legacy employer and landmark industrial site changes hands, it usually creates a ripple effect in local supply chains, vendors, and nearby commercial activity. Second, redevelopment into logistics or industrial use is a continuing theme across North Jersey, especially near major transportation corridors. If you are in trucking, warehousing, commercial real estate, workforce services, or B2B operations that sell into industrial tenants, this kind of shift matters. If you live near Newark or you do business in that area, what do you think happens next? Does this create more opportunity, or is it a loss for the city's identity and workforce? Drop your take in the comments. Next up, NJB reports that NJ Transit approved a contract worth $22 million with engineering firm HNTB to advance Phase 2 design work for the Secaucus Meadowlands transitway, including the section connecting Secaucus Junction and Jersey City. The project is being positioned around zero-emission vehicle capability and future-ready transit options. Anytime you see movement on major transit connections in North Jersey, the business implications tend to land in three places. 1. Access and foot traffic. Better connectivity can change how people move for work, events, and shopping. 2. Construction and professional services. Projects like this create demand across engineering, trades, vendors, permitting, and related support services. 3. Commercial and real estate. Transit improvements often reshape what areas become more attractive for employers, retail, and mixed-use development. If you commute between Hudson County and the Meadowlands area, would a transitway like this actually change your routine? Or does it feel like another long-term project that won't impact your day-to-day? Let me know in the comments. Here's a big one for logistics and clean transportation. According to NJB, Rutgers CAIT received a $13 million NJEDA grant to launch a pilot that will deploy 6 hydrogen fuel cell heavy-duty trucks at Port Newark. The project includes fueling site design, deployment, and performance tracking, with multiple partners involved and an expected start of testing in early 2026. If you run a business anywhere near freight, ports, warehouses, or transportation, pay attention to this category of projects. Why? Because pilots like this are usually early signals of where funding, procurement, and compliance standards could move over time. Even if hydrogen doesn't become the dominant solution, initiatives like this can still create real demand for contractors, service providers, technicians, training programs, and support operations around new fueling and fleet tech. And for businesses that ship product or rely on regional distribution, anything that affects port operations and drayage can eventually show up in cost, timelines, and vendor options. If you are in trucking, logistics, or supply chain, what's your honest take? Is hydrogen a real future for heavy-duty fleets in New Jersey? Or is it mostly an experiment? I want to hear from people actually in the industry. Now let's talk startup funding. NJBiz reports that the NJEDA closed on investments totaling $6.2 million through the New Jersey Innovation Evergreen Fund into 3 startups, with the goal of expanding access to venture capital and strategic support for emerging companies. This matters even if you are not a tech founder. Here's why. When capital flows into early stage companies, it tends to create second order demand. That can mean spending on legal, accounting, branding, marketing, office needs, hiring, and local vendor services. If you are a New Jersey-based service provider, keep your eyes open for these startup funding signals. They're often a lead indicator for new clients entering a growth phase. And if you are building a product company, funding news like this is also a reminder that New Jersey is actively trying to strengthen its innovation ecosystem. That can translate into more programs, more partners, and more opportunities to plug into state-backed networks. If you run a small business in New Jersey, do you feel like these state-backed innovations, investments actually reach a broader business community? Or do they stay in a startup bubble? Let me know. Let's close with a headline that hits closer to Main Street and local jobs. NJBiz reports that Sally Family Markets celebrated the opening of a new ShopRite in Clementon with a December 7 event and community-focused activities. Grocery expansions matter because they are one of the clearest signals of local economy confidence. A new or upgraded supermarket typically means more hiring, more vendors, more foot traffic in surrounding retail corridor, and often a lift for nearby small businesses. And for service-based businesses like cleaning, maintenance, signage, marketing, staffing, security, and local contractors, new large format retail locations can become long-term accounts or referral sources. If you are in South Jersey, especially around Clementon, do you think new retail like this is strengthening the local economy, or does it squeeze smaller neighborhood stores? I'm curious to know where you land on this. That's your New Jersey Business Reports rundown for this week. If this saved you time, make sure to subscribe. And if I missed a headline you think matters to New Jersey business owners, drop it in the comments and tell me why it's important. I'll see you in the next report.